Hey guys, welcome back to the Katie Daisy Show. My name is Katie Dawson, and today we are talking about why I've decided to quit van life. Why van life sucks. So if you haven't been following me for the past year, I've actually been traveling in my van that I have converted myself across the entire United States. I posted a lot of van travels with friends on my page. Just go ahead and look at them. Or here, go ahead, here's one right here. And I was doing it full time, living in the van, showering at the gym, eating in there, cooking in there, sleeping in there, doing work in there, just everything you could think of in a van. But recently I've actually made a choice to quit van life. Why van life sucks. Number one reason to quitting van life is I never felt very safe or secure in a spot. So a lot of the times for parking, I would park either at a friend's house or find free parking on a app that I had that would find me parking, and it would either be for a couple nights or one night or a week. It really just depends on where I'm at. But even though like staying at friend's house, like it was fun, but I always felt like I was in the way. I always felt like I was not appreciated being there, that I was just not welcomed sometimes. I have been kicked out of a couple places for just staying there for too long with friends. They'll just be like, hey, you just need to go. And it's not like I'm a huge problem. I don't think I am. I usually help them with chores, like with dishes or taking the trash out or keeping the area clean. I always kept to myself, and I tried to help them as much as I could. So yeah, I just never felt secure in one spot. And I know you can pay for parking living in a van, but it just wasn't, I didn't want to pay for parking. Paying for parking was ridiculous. Like the expense of it was like rent. And all I'm paying for is just a slab of concrete to park the van on. Because I can make my own electricity, I have my own plumbing system, and I can shower. I pay for showering at Planet Fitness. So I'm not gonna pay for parking. Like that's just a waste of time. Really defeats the purpose of van life in my eyes. Number two, the van was in constant need. There was always something broken in the van, something that constantly needed to be fixed or adjusted. And it was just every week I was like, okay, I have to fix this. Okay, I have to fix this. Whether that's the lights go out for an unknown reason, the heater goes out for an unknown reason, the cabinet falls off of the wall, which is partly my fault because I did convert her. The plumbing was constantly freezing or leaking. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times my van was flooding. It's like I just didn't have time or energy to work on you guys because I'm too busy fixing the van every freaking week. Number three, to be honest, I would prefer to do it with somebody. So van life by myself, it was great, but it just wasn't as fulfilling as I wanted it to be. When I look back at my travels as a van lifer, I realized that I was just following where people were. I was just going from city to city, doing things with people and my friends and new people that I've met because I wanted to do it with people. I wasn't one of the van lifers that went out onto the middle of nowhere and was there for like a couple weeks living off the land. And like as much, I probably could have done that, but I just didn't want to. I wanted to be with someone to share my experience with. Number four, no real privacy. Again, like I said, anywhere I went, anywhere I parked, I was constantly hearing car doors opening, car doors slamming, people talking, people riding their bikes, cars constantly moving around the van. it was just constantly stressful and irritating, and I was just waiting for the day that someone comes knocking on the van and I absolutely freak out. And I actually did have a couple instances where my van was knocked on, and it was only because they were asking me to move locations. I think they were just in like Walmart or Publix parking lot. And that was just, it was just like, okay, great. Yeah, I'm not even accepted into society right now. Like, people don't like people like me. So that really sucked. That really fucking sucked. Number 5, can't stock up on food or supplies. In van life, you have to know that there is very little amount of room in that van for storage. There's only a certain amount of food that I can store in my fridge and my pantries. So it was really irritating having to go to the grocery store every freaking week, or maybe twice a week, maybe every other day, because I was constantly just running out so fast, because I didn't go out to eat all the time. I was constantly eating in my van because it's saving money, and I had a stove and oven. Another thing is I don't have a microwave in there, which really sucked. I mean, I made the best of it and you can make it work, but that increases dishes, and that's use of more water in the van, and then you have to restock the van with the water, and that's another thing I have to keep up with. That takes up my time that I could be using for something else, like you guys. Number 6, I had a small closet. So for anyone that doesn't know me, I love to wear clothes. I love clothes, I love accessories. I like looking all cute every day. But living in the van life, I had a very limited amount of room to store clothes, shoes, accessories, all that good stuff. And I did make it work. I was constantly recycling through clothes all the time. Get something, remove another thing, give it to Goodwill. I'm all about recycling, of course. But it was really like, I have my big closet now, and I'm very appreciative of it. And I'm excited to fill her up more and more with more stuff, so I can feel like my full self, and I don't have to just seclude myself to these certain amount of clothes. Number 7, keeping up with water, electricity, and cleaning out the toilet. So these 3 things were a huge component in van life that I don't have to worry about out of van life. So I was constantly having to keep up with electricity, whether that's running the van or running the van when the solar panels weren't able to do it. Emptying my toilet, of course, that's freaking annoying. Nobody likes emptying out your shit and piss. And that was every couple of weeks. I mean, just depend on how often I used it. And going to the bathroom at a gas station in public areas isn't the most ideal thing to do, but in van life, you have to do that. So that sucked. And then filling up the water, like running out of water and not having any water to clean your dishes with, freaking sucks. Number 8, I had no real schedule. Every day was a new day, doing new things, and I love that. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. But it was just, there was no security and nothing that I could really do a routine with, unless it was just making breakfast or going to the shower. There was just not real secureness in my life. I felt like a floating rock with no backbone, and every day was just anything could happen that day, and there's so many opportunities for something bad to happen, and it was just super stressful. Number 9, I could not store ice cream. Yes, I know it's silly, but I love ice cream and I eat it almost every night. So that was a huge downer living in the van life. And number 10, my official last one. I could not have a real relationship with anybody. I could not date. I could not get super close. I could not expect something coming out of any of my real relationships. And that really sucked. It really fucking sucked. At the beginning, it was fine because I was ready to live this solo life, doing Katie things, doing whatever I want. But as my travels went on, I was like, you know what, this just isn't as much fun when I don't have somebody to share it with. So really, I grew depressant over time, and I was like, I just want a significant other. I want someone to call mine, to appreciate me and love me. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I quit van life. So, if you're thinking about doing van life, I hope this video put a little perspective on your decision. I would recommend maybe doing a rental first, maybe do a week or 2 weeks and see how you like it, and then decide. I really thought I was gonna do van life for a really long time, but you know what? I did it for as long as I could. I did it until it didn't make sense. And that's okay. Here I am. I'm really excited. I'm moving forward with my life. I'm not getting rid of the van. The van is staying there. Miss Daisy, she's just getting parked. We're just gonna use her for trips. So I'm still gonna do vlogs and trips. They're just not gonna be constant. It's not gonna be van life, you know? I'm not gonna be living it anymore. And that's okay. I'm okay. I'm happy. As long as you're happy and you're doing it and it makes sense, just keep on doing it. But for me, it just wasn't for me in the long run. And that is the top 10 reasons why van life sucks. I will be posting my vlogs of any trips that I go on with Miss Daisy, of course, and I will be posting just kind of story times and just what's going on with my life right now. If you stuck around to the end of this video, I want to thank you. And if you can just go ahead, like and subscribe to my page, I would really appreciate it. Every little thing helps. So if you're thinking about doing van life, I do recommend doing your research first and then doing a little trial basis. Good luck to you.